मीडिया वेव से प्लेटफॉर्म तो खबरां दा लेखा जोखा प्रोग्राम के अंतर्गत आप सब का निका स्वागत है जी आया नो।
May 28, 2024, Khabran Da Lekha Jokha program has been sponsored by Hanif Litigation. Any criminal or regulatory law matters, contact Hanif Litigation, lawyer Shahid Hanif, 604-626-3144. Two dead after semi-truck's crash in BC interior. Two people are dead after a semi-truck rolled over and collided with another semi on Highway 1 near Sorrento, BC late Monday night. This call came in around 11:45 p.m. according to a news release shared by Chase RCMP Tuesday. Mounties said a truck traveling east failed to make a right turn, resulting in it flipping over on its side in the oncoming lane. The other semi-truck, which was traveling the opposite direction, was unable to stop in time and struck the rolled over vehicle, police said. Sadly, both the driver and the passenger of the flipped semi-truck passed away at the scene, said Corporal James Grandy, BCRCMP spokesperson in the release. The driver of the oncoming truck suffered minor injuries. Police said their investigation is ongoing and asked anyone who witnessed the collision or has dashcam video to call Chase RCMP at 250-679-3221. Highway 1 was closed in both directions overnight as a result of the crash. Shortly before 7 a.m., Drive BC posted that it had reopened to single-lane alternating traffic.
ਕੱਲ ਅੱਧੀ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟੀਰੀਅਰ BC ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੋ ਸੈਮੀ ਟਰੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੱਕਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਦੋ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਖਤ ਜ਼ਖਮੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਈਵੇ ਬੰਦ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਰ ਸਵੇਰੇ 7 ਵਜੇ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਗਿਆ। ਔਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਸੂਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ।
Decision on cell phone use in Vancouver schools pushed back to future school board meeting. A discussion on cell phone use for Vancouver students in kindergarten to grade 6 has been put off to a future school board meeting, trustees decided Monday. The original motion, which was on Monday night's school board agenda, was initially brought forward by school board chair Victoria Jung.
ਇਹ ਅਸ਼ਨਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੈੱਲਫੋਨ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਵਿਧੀ ਵਿਧਾਨ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਦੇਰ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਰਾਤ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਅਗਾਂਹ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਅਗਲੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਤੱਕ। ਔਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਉੱਠ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਤੋਂ 6ਵੀਂ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਤੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸੈੱਲਫੋਨ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਬੰਦਸ਼ਾਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨੇ।
Don't say your personal information out loud, cyber security expert. Amid a number of recent ransomware and cyber attacks on retailers and government agencies in BC, some people think it's time we stop talking out loud in public places like the pharmacy or doctor's office. A popular thread on Reddit asks why people continue to announce their personal information like name, address, birth date, and illness out loud in a room full of strangers at a time when stealing personal information is so prevalent. The thread is titled, "Can we stop having people say their personal contact info and sensitive symptoms out loud in walk-in clinics?" and it's posted on the Our British Columbia page. Just watched an episode of Criminal Minds where a stalker finds out where his target lived by standing near the pharmacy pickup line, commented user Hate G Bells. When I overhear someone's address, phone, and name, I just think to myself, I could literally call all of the 5 big banks right now and get access to this person's money, added user Knox Only. I had them my driver's license, not interested in telling my info out loud. If I'm new to a medical clinic, there's generally a form to fill out. If not, ask for a pen and paper to write it down. It's awful the questions they expect you to share, said user IC editor 8069. Robert Fulzen is the head of the engineering at Checkpoint Software Technologies, a cybersecurity company. He says it doesn't make a lot of sense to say everything out loud. Fulzen adds you can hand them your driver's license, healthcare card, write your information on a piece of paper and slip that across or type it out on your phone and show that them, but you are not required to say it out loud. He also warns against using other ways to sign in when you have an appointment or have a pickup a prescription. वैसे did is one thing which is very important when you go to the lab. The way the lab assistants call your name and ask your phone number so loud and address, confirm your phone number, these things should not be happening.
ਬਹੁਤੀ ਦਫਾ ਤਾਂ ਆਸ਼ਾ ਨੇ ਇਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਆਪ ਵੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਬੋਲ ਕੇ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ
ਵਾਹ
ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਗਲਤ ਆ। ਔਰ ਚੋਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਇਹ ਵਕਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜਨਮ ਡੇਟ, ਡੇਟ ਆਫ ਬਰਥ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਦੇ ਆਧਾਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ,
That's
ਯੂ ਆਰ
it.
ਡਨ।
Yeah.
ਸੋ ਛਾਤਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੋਰੀ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਚੋਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ, ਪਰਸਨਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੈਨ ਯੂ
Bilkul, yeah. We should be very careful. Even at the lab, if they ask for your phone number, you can always say, "Can I write it for you?"
Yeah.
That is the best way to deal with this, and you don't want to be caught in cybersecurity.
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ।
Fatal car crash in Surrey, says RCMP. Police are investigating a motor vehicle collision that sent 2 people to hospital and killed one in Surrey's Cloverdale neighborhood. The Surrey RCMP were called to the fatal car crash just after 4:30 p.m. on Monday along Highway 10 at the intersection of 56th Avenue and 184th Street. An Acura sedan was westbound on Highway 10, executing southbound, and took a left turn on 184th Street where it struck by a Dodge Ram pickup traveling eastbound, Mounties said in a press release. RCMP say the crash caused significant damage to both vehicles. Mounties say the drivers of the Acura and the Dodge Ram were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. However, they say a passenger of the Acura suffered catastrophic injury and was declared dead at the scene by BC Emergency Services. All parties remain at the scene and are cooperating with the investigation, RCMP said. Police say alcohol has been ruled out as a contributing factor to the accident. The investigation is in early stages and police are still on the scene. RCMP says anyone with footage of the collision is asked to contact the Surrey RCMP at 604-599-0502.
ਇਹ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਹੋਈ, ਔਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਬੜਾ ਭਿਆਨਕ ਸੀ, ਔਰ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਇਲਾਕੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਐਂਡ
Sad.
ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਸੈਡ। ਔਰ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ, ਤੇ ਰਾਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਸੜਕ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੀ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਲਈ ਉਤਰ ਜਾਵੇ।
बिल्कुल। अगर आपके पास इस एक्सीडेंट का कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन है, कांटेक्ट कीजिए Surrey RCMP at 604-599-0502. More Canadians only making minimum payment on credit card, says TransUnion. Some Canadians are seeing their credit card balances grow as the cost of living crisis and higher interest rates eat into household budgets, a new report shows. A TransUnion report says the number of Canadians paying only the minimum amount on their credit cards was up 8 basis points to 1.3% compared with last year. Matthew Fabian, Director of Financial Services Research at TransUnion Canada, says inflationary pressures may lead consumers to turn to bank cards or personal loans to help make ends meet, and millennials and Gen Z consumers are no exception to the trend. The report says total consumer debt in Canada was $2.38 trillion in the first quarter, compared with $2.32 trillion in the same quarter last year, and down only slightly from a record $2.4 trillion in the fourth quarter. The report says 31.8 million Canadians hold one or more credit products, up 3.75% year over year, and mainly driven by newcomers. It says millennials now hold the largest share of debt, while debt balances among the Gen Z cohort surged 30% compared with last year, mainly driven by credit cards and personal loans.
ਮਹਿੰਗਾਈ ਦੀ ਦਰ ਦੀ ਮੂੰਹ ਬੋਲਦੀ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਆਸ਼ਾ ਨਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਕਾਰਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਮਿਨੀਮਮ ਪੇਮੈਂਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਮਿਲੀਨੀਅਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਰਜ਼ਦਾਰ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਔਰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਔਰ ਸਿਰਫ ਮਿਨੀਮਮ ਪੇਮੈਂਟ ਉਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਔਰ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਨਵਿਆਂ ਦੀ, ਔਰ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਉਮਰ ਦਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੀਨੀਅਨ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ।
Pope apologizes after being quoted using vulgar term about gay man in talk about ban on gay priests. Pope Francis apologized Tuesday after he was quoted using a vulgar and derogatory term about gay man to reaffirm the Catholic Church's ban on gay priests. Vatican spokesperson Matteo Bruni issued a statement acknowledging the media storm that erupted about Francis' comments, which were delivered behind closed doors to Italian bishops on May 20th. Italian media on Monday had quoted unnamed Italian bishops in reporting that Francis jokingly used the term fagotness while speaking in Italian during the encounter. He had used the term in reaffirming the Vatican's ban on allowing gay men to enter seminaries and be ordained priests. Bruni said Francis was aware of the reports and recalled that the Argentine Pope, who has made outreach to LGBTQ Catholics a hallmark of his papacy, has long insisted there was room for everyone in the Catholic Church. The Pope never intended to offer or express himself in homophobic terms, and that he extends his apologies to those who were offended by the use of a term that was reported by others, Bruni said. With the statement, Bruni carefully avoided an outright confirmation that the Pope had indeed used the term, in keeping with the Vatican's tradition of not revealing what the Pope says behind closed doors. But Bruni also didn't deny that Francis had used the term and acknowledged that some people had been offended by it.
ਦੇਖੋ ਅਲਫਾਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੂੰਹੋਂ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਹੋਣ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਦੇ ਹੋਣ ਚਾਹੇ ਪੋਪ ਦੇ ਹੋਣ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਤਰਾਜ਼ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਔਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਪੋਪ ਨੇ ਮਾफ़ी ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਮੰਗਣੀ सही कदम है।
बिल्कुल। और इसी के साथ साथ हमें दीजिएगा इजाज़त। खबरां दा लेखा जोखा प्रोग्राम से। Until next time, goodbye.